Hello everyone. So in today's lecture we are going to study about matrix topic. So here is a matrix which is shown by a variable. So a matrix which is of dimension m into n means that it has mn elements. We in this course we will always be worried about the matrix whose entries are real number. So that is why we have written R in text as m into n. So it is m by n matrix consisting of real number. Now each A denotes a ij element of matrix. So we can think of matrix as a collection of vector appended to one other. So if I1 denotes the first column, I2 denotes the second column, and In denotes the nth column. Then we can write matrix A as A1, A2 and An, where each Ai is the mth dimensional space vector. In this case, now the transpose of A is denoted by A transfer, and it is a n into m matrix whose ij element is Aj. So when we transfer it, this first column will become row, second column will become second row, and so on. So a transpose in short can be written as individual columns transfer and put them here. Now we defined square matrix lambda, where you have only non-zero entries along the diagonal and zeros entries along the non-diagonal elements. So some of these lambda ij could be 0, but not all will be 0. So such matrix is called diagonal matrix, where of diagonal elements is equals to 0. That is when I is not equals to j. Now a special case of this matrix, diagonal matrix, is identity matrix, which will be denoted by I, where all the diagonal elements are 1 and non-diagonal elements are 0. So another definition is lower triangular matrix. So it is a square matrix where the entire upper diagonal, all the elements above the diagonals are 0, and below the main diagonal not all of them are 0. So such a matrix is called lower triangular matrix. So ij element of this matrix is 0 if I is less than j. So that means all the elements above the diagonals are 0. Means these elements will be 0 in this matrix, all other elements will be non-zero. Now let us look at some definitions. So the subspace, let us consider a matrix A which is of dimension m by n. Now the subspace is spanned by column vector of A is called column space of A, and subspace spanned by row vector of A is called row space of A. So the column space is subspace of Rm because that is the span by the vector in Rm, and row space is subspace of Rn. Now the dimension of column space is called column rank, and the dimension of row space is called row rank. So for a given matrix, what is rank? So we have one results which says that column rank of matrix A equals to its row rank. This common value is called rank of matrix. So for any embedded matrix, the column rank is always equals to row rank, which is known as rank of matrix. So if you consider matrix A, which is 2 into 4 matrix, so you will see that matrix has rank 2. For example, second column is 3 times first column and fourth column is minus 2 times third column. So this first and third column are independent. So you will see that the rank of matrix is 2. Now only 0 matrix which contain all 0 has a rank of 0. So in our course we will come across some situation where we will have to add some matrix of smallest rank to this existing and some existing matrix. Now the matrix with smallest rank is non-trivial matrix with smallest rank is a rank 1 matrix. So one such example of rank 1 matrix is given here. So you will see that the first column is 3 times second column and the third column is minus 1 times second column. So there is only one independent vector in the space spanned by this column. Therefore rank of matrix is 1. Now this matrix can be written in this form. If we consider this matrix as U and this matrix as V, so you can write U transpose U into V transpose. So every rank 1 matrix can be written in the form A equals to UV transpose. Now let us assume that we have a square matrix A. That means M is equals to N. Such a matrix is said to be invertible if there exists a matrix B such that A into B is equals to B into A is equals to identity matrix. That means there is at most one B matrix, such B matrix which is denoted by A inverse. So for example, if you verify that inverse of matrix is nothing else 1 by AD minus BC, then matrix D minus B minus C and A, if AD minus BC is not 0. Similarly, if lambda 1 and lambda 2 are there, then inverse of this matrix is 1 by lambda 1 0 0 1 by lambda 2. So it is easy to see that diagonal matrix, if they have non-zero diagonal elements, they can easily noted by 2 into 2 matrix, and the case for that is lambda 1 and lambda 1 into lambda 2 should not be equals to 0. So one can use this formula directly. Now a product. If we consider a product of two matrix when it is invertible, so this product AB is invertible if the individual matrix are invertible. We have this result which says that AB inverse is nothing but B inverse A inverse. So you will see that the order of matrix is just when we expand this inverse. So this is similar result can be extend if you will multiply or if you have product of more than 2 matrix. So the order get reversed. So we will denote the determinant of matrix A as DTA. Now there is important result which says that if the determinant of matrix A is not 0, then A is invertible. So this means that this matrix A, B, C, D is invertible if its determinant is not equals to 0, which means AD minus BC is not equals to 0. So if you will see that when we talk about this same matrix earlier, we wrote down AD minus BC is not equals to 0. So if the determinant is not 0, the matrix is invertible. Here is one definition, that the matrix Q is orthogonal matrix if Q inverse is equals to Q transpose. So every column of this vector of this Q matrix is orthonormal vector. Now here is an important term set that we will keep using in our course, which is the vector matrix multiplication, matrix vector multiplication. So suppose if you are given a matrix A, and we will talk about square matrix. So if you are given a matrix A, so AX vector, what is the effect of multiplication of matrix A with the vector X? So here is a simple example where you have a matrix A consisting of 2 by 2 matrix. It's a matrix of 2 by 2 and vector X consisting of 2 elements. Now this is shown here in this figure. The X vector is shown like this, 1 1. Now when we pre-multiply X by A, what we get is a vector 5 2. So you will see that the original vector got rotated to a new vector, and not only that, its magnitude also got increased. In some cases it may so happen that the matrix will rotate the vector and the magnitude will reduce. So if you want to rotate any vector, it is a good idea to be multiplied with a suitable matrix so that the vector gets rotated. So in our course where we talk about different optimization method, we will require this concept, that the rotation of direction by appropriate pre-multiplication of matrix. So this is important concept. Now there could be some cases that the pre-multiplication of vector by matrix A will result in vector in same direction. So I consider the same matrix as I consider in last case, but I have considered different vector. So this vector X is 4 times the original vector. AX is 4 times the original vector. So what we have seen is that instead of usual rotation of a vector, the new vector is along the same direction as the original vector. Only thing is that it got expanded or it got stretched. So it may happen sometime that you could get a vector in exactly opposite direction. So minus 2 1, that is also possible. So it is not always that it is always pointing in same direction. It could be the negative of that direction, but the point is that the original vector gets something stretched or shrunk. So this will lead to an important concept of eigenvalue and eigenvectors. So suppose that we are given a matrix of n by n. Then the eigenvalue and eigenvector of A are the real or complex scalar lambda and n dimensional vector x, such that Ax is equals to lambda x. So if you remember the last example, in that Ax was equals to 4x. So 4 is the eigenvalue and x is the corresponding eigenvector of matrix A. So if this whole Ax equals to lambda x, when x is not equals to 0, then lambda is called the eigenvalue of A and corresponding eigenvector is x. Now if you rewrite this expression, we can write it as A minus lambda I into x is equals to 0. So it means that the matrix A minus lambda I should lose its rank. which will not be a full rank matrix. So that means the determinant of matrix has to be 0. So the determinant of A minus lambda I has to be 0. So lambda is the eigenvalue of A if and only if determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. So this is my characteristic equation of matrix A. So the quantity on left hand side is the characteristics polynomial of matrix A. So this polynomial in lambda, if the matrix A is suppose of size n into n, then this polynomial will be of degree n. Then by fundamental theorem of algebra, this equation will have n roots. Now remember that these roots, all roots need not to be real. Some of them could be complex root. So this n roots is called eigenvalue. So solving this equation, we will get the eigenvalue of matrix A. So here is a simple example. So let us consider a matrix 2 by 2 matrix. And if you write a characteristic equation, so determinant of A minus lambda I should be equals to 0. And lambda gets subtracted from the diagonal elements. That gives that it is a 2-degree polynomial or quadratic in lambda. It has two roots, lambda is equals to 2 and lambda equals to minus 1. So these two are the eigenvalue of matrix A. Now how you will get the corresponding eigen vectors? So we substitute this 2 in this equation. So A minus lambda 1 I into x1 should equals to 0. So if you solve this, you will get x1 to be multiple of 5 comma 2. Similarly, by putting lambda 2 equals to minus 1 in this equation, A minus lambda 2 I x2 equals to 0, you will get multiple of 1 comma 1. So this matrix A has two eigenvalues, 2 and minus 1, which are the roots of characteristic equation, and the corresponding eigenvectors are 5 and 2 and 1 and 1. Remember that I have said that x1 is a multiple of 5, 2. So any x1 in the direction is the eigenvector. So in this course we will come across symmetric matrix, which has some special properties. So a matrix is symmetric if the transpose of matrix is same as matrix itself. So remember that we are talking about n by n matrix. Now one can show that a symmetric matrix has real eigenvalues. So these are lambda 1, lambda 2 to lambda n. Then corresponding to these eigenvalues, I have chosen a basis which is orthonormal. So if eigenvalues are distinct, then I can show that eigenvector can be orthogonal to each other. Then if eigenvalues coincide, some side of eigenvalue coincides, then corresponding to them one can choose orthogonal sets of bases. So once we have orthogonal set, if bases of the space, then we can use procedure like Gram-Schmidt procedure to get the orthonormal basis for this. Now if you have a matrix S where eigenvector is x1, x2 to xn of matrix A are arranged in column wise, then you will verify that X inverse is nothing but S transpose. This is because it is an orthogonal matrix. So S transpose S can be written like diagonal matrix, where the diagonal can tend the eigenvalue of matrix A. So let us call this matrix as lambda. Now let us look at quadratic form. Consider a symmetric matrix A. The quadratic form, a pure quadratic form of A, can be written as Fx equals to x transpose Ax. Now here is a definition, says that A is said to be positive definite if x transpose Ax is greater than 0 for every non-zero x in n-dimensional real vector. Similarly, we have definition for positive semi-definite, negative definite, negative semi-definite and indefinite. Now question is that how do we check whether a matrix is positive definite, because this definition is very difficult to verify. It says that for every non-zero x in Rn, this should hold. So it is difficult to verify. So in pure quadratic form, Fx is x transpose Ax. Let the eigenvalue of A be lambda 1 to lambda n and corresponding orthonormal eigenvector be x1 to xn. Since x1 to xn are eigenvectors are non-zero, so note that A is a symmetric matrix. Now if we arrange eigenvectors in matrix S in the form of n columns, then S matrix would look like this, where n eigenvectors of A are arranged. Now if we consider quadratic form x transpose Ax, now if we remember, we have seen that S transpose As is equals to lambda for symmetric matrix. So we can replace A by S lambda S transpose. So we can write x transpose Ax as x transpose S lambda S transpose x. Now let us define y as S transpose x. Since x are designed vector, eigenvector, they are non-zero. So x is non-zero vector. And we have x transpose x written as y transpose lambda y. You expand it further, we get that sigma lambda I yi square. So this matrix lambda is diagonal matrix, and on its diagonal is the eigenvalue lambda 1, lambda 2 to lambda n of original matrix A. So quadratic form is simplified to sigma lambda I yi square. So if lambdas are positive, then we have x transpose Ax to be greater than 0, because y square is always a positive quantity since y is obtained using S transpose x. Now whenever we have lambda is greater than 0, then x transpose x is greater than 0. Now it is the conversion of this. So we show that x transpose Ax is greater than 0 implies that every eigenvalue of A is positive. Now note that we are given external source x transpose Ax is greater than 0 for every x non-zero in n-dimensional space. Since that whole of A, every x in n-dimensional space which is non-zero, we can write x transpose xi transpose Axi is better than 0 for every eigenvector xi. That can be written, since xi is eigenvector, then corresponding eigenvalue is lambda I. So we can write lambda I xi transpose xi greater than 0 for every eigenvector. x1, which will gives us that lambda I has to be greater than 0 for every eigenvector xi. So this shows that matrix A, which is symmetric, is positive definite if and only if all its eigenvalues are strictly positive. Now this result can be extended to positive semi-definite matrix, where we say that symmetric matrix A is positive semi-definite if and only if its eigenvalues are also non-limitable. So this is the same result that we have written earlier, but it said that to be positive definite PD, x transpose Ax is greater than 0 can be equivalently written as A is having an eigenvalue positive. Means define if and only if all the eigenvalue of A are positive, then A is said to be positive definite. Similarly, one can write other result in terms of eigenvalue of A. Now A is indefinite if and only if it has both positive and negative eigenvalues. Now apart from checking the eigenvalue of matrix to find out whether matrix is positive definite or not, there are some other ways. So again we start with symmetric matrix. There is criteria called Sylvester criteria. He says that A is positive definite if all its leading principal minors are positive. So let us consider 3 by 3 matrix. So what it say is that you take a leading matrix and take the principal minor. Now you take the determinant of those leading matrix. So leading matrix 1 by 1 matrix is A, and it is having a determinant which is positive. Then you take a leading matrix 2 by 2 which consists A, B, B, E. So determinant of these should be positive. Then the determinant of third leading matrix, that also to be positive. So if all the determinants are positive, then according to Sylvester criteria, the matrix is positive definite. There is another important criteria which says if there exists a unique lower triangular matrix L, which is again the size of n into n, such that it has all the positive diagonal component, then A is equals to L transpose. Then A is said to be positive definite. So this decomposition of matrix A into L transpose, this is called Colecci decomposition. It is very useful concept, especially while solving sustain of equation. So remember that L matrix is unique lower triangular matrix with positive diagonal component of A is decomposed as L into L transpose. Now here are some examples. So this matrix is positive definite. One can also find it eigenvalue that are known to be 2 minus root 2, 2 plus root 2 and 2, which are clearly positive. So matrix is positive definite. One can also look at Sylvester criteria. So if you take 2 is positive, then determinant of 2 by 2 matrix is positive, then determinant of 3 by 3 matrix is also positive. Now you look at this matrix. There are 3 eigenvalues. So one of them is 0. So this makes this matrix positive semi-definite matrix, where because of other 2 matrix are the eigenvalues are positive. Eigenvalues of the matrix are positive. Now here is another example where the matrix is indefinite. So it has some positive eigenvalue and some negative eigenvalue. So in this course we will require to solve the system of equation Ax equals to b. So let us assume that they are consistent and there is a solution. The solution exists. So there is one way to solve. So let us assume A is symmetric and positive definite matrix. Therefore what one can do is that one can simply take the inverse of A. Since A is positive definite, all the eigenvalues are positive and determinant is non-zero, so x star equals to A inverse B will give the solution, but inverse is numerically non-trustable operation. So suppose instead of that, what one can do is that one can use Cholesky decomposition of A. So suppose that Cholesky decomposition of A is L transpose. Then given system of equation can be written as L transpose X equals to B. Now this system of equation can be solved in two steps. So first solve the triangular system Ly equals to B. Remember that L is lower triangular matrix. This system of equation can be easily solved using forward substitution to get the y. Once you get the y, L can be solved, L transpose X equals to y can be solved by using backward substitution to get the x star. This Cholesky decomposition is numerically stable operation and that is always preferred. So whenever we want to find out something like A inverse B, so one can treat it as a system of equation X is equals to B. Then assuming if matrix is symmetric, positive, definite, then one can do the Cholesky decomposition of that and then solve it. So here is simple example which is workout. So I have a symmetric matrix A which is positive definite and a B is a given vector. So X equals to Ax equals to B is the system that we want to solve. So we do the Cholesky decomposition of corresponding L matrix is like this. Now you will see that all the entries are in diagonal elements are positive. Now we solve Ly. The system Ly is equals to B. Since L is lower triangular, it is very easy to solve this system of equation. After having obtained Ly, one can solve L transpose X equals to Y, which gives us x star, which is 1, 2, minus 1. So you can check that this is indeed the solution of the given Ax equals to B. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.